Oh, I don't know what racket to get. Oh, I'm just lost. It's like I'm hitting my head against the wall.
Are you lost? You don't know what racket to get, do you? Well, you come to the right place. Let me take you on a journey, and I can show you what racket to get. Firstly, you need to look at what brands are available to you. There are so many to choose from. There's Yonex, Mizuno, Forza, Ashaway. There's too many to list. There's so many brands. What I've done is I've put a link to my article in the description below. Click on that link and it'll take you to the article, and you can see a list of the brands you can get for badminton rackets. The next thing you need to consider is your playing level and style. If you've been playing badminton for a bit now, you may need to consider these questions to ask yourself. A question you could ask yourself is, how good am I as a badminton player? Could I go for a really expensive badminton racket, or do I just need to get a mid-range price one instead? Another question is, what is my playing style? Am I more of a defensive player or more of an attacking player? Am I better around the net, or am I better at the back of the court? Finally, you should ask yourself, am I more of a doubles player or a singles player? There are some rackets which are more suited for singles players, whilst there are other rackets which are more suited for doubles players. The next thing you need to consider is the price of the racket. Prices can range from £25 right up to £180. One thing you need to consider is the weight of the racket. Badminton rackets will vary in weight. They go from around 70 grams up to close to 100 grams. There is no perfect racket weight. A heavier racket will allow a player to have more power. However, a lighter racket will be better for a defensive player, as it will give them more control and allow them to play shots under pressure more. If you're more of a defensive player or more of a front court player when playing doubles, then I'd recommend you get a lighter racket. If you're more of a rear court player or more of a singles player, then I'd recommend you get a heavier racket, as you'll have more time to play your shots. Another thing you need to consider is the balance of the racket. In its simplest terms, the balance of the racket means the weight of the head of the racket in comparison to the handle. So if we look at this, for instance, we look at where the head of the racket starts to fall. But you can also get head light rackets and head heavy rackets. Head heavy rackets have their advantages because they can give you more power, however they give you less control. Head light rackets are good because they can be good around the net. Another area you need to consider is the stiffness of the racket. It's best to compare the stiffness of the racket to a ruler you use at school. So for example, this is like a flexible racket. There's a bit of bend in it. And then this would be like a stiff racket, where there's little or no bend at all. Most companies market their rackets' level of stiffness from high flex to extra stiff. This racket, for example, is a medium stiff racket. A stiffer racket is often found to be better for more experienced players. This is because a stiffer racket can give you better shot accuracy and give you more power. A flexible racket will be more suited for less experienced players. This is because, as the shaft of the racket is flexible, the player will need to generate less swing speed to generate power. However, due to this, there is only a limitation of how much power you can generate with a flexible racket. At the base of the racket, around the handle, there is a grip. This is where you hold the racket. There are different grip sizes that you can buy in the market. I will again put the link in the description below for my article, where you can see this. To summarise, do not see this advice as absolutely fundamental in buying a badminton racket. Just see them as guidelines to follow. For all you beginner badminton players out there, do not see this as super important. What you need to be focusing on is getting the correct technique and playing regularly. Then gradually you'll learn what the ideal racket is for you.